And joining us now on this broadcast is PV Sindhu, Olympian and ace shuttler. Sindhu, thank you very much for joining us here in India today. Can I just begin by saying we're so glad you're back home, back in India and back safe. We've been seeing and tracking all that you've been putting out on social media about what you faced. Take us through it, Sindhu. What happened with you in Dubai?
Well, yeah, 1 second, I'm sorry.
Sure, no problem.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sindhu. If you're comfortable.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, hi. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty bad scene, like when we landed on the 28th. Of course, I've already mentioned actually, a lot of, I kept getting a lot of messages and a lot of calls actually, because when we landed and the airport was shut, they said, the airspace was completely shut and, you have to wait until the next call comes. So it was pretty bad. We were in a pretty bad situation, but I think, later on they had told us that, we don't know when will it open. So I was hoping that, maybe in a day it would be fine. And then, 1 day passed and the second day passed. So I was like, I was thinking that, what's going to happen, because I was, actually going for the All England Championships. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't. But I must say I safely, reached back home. I think that was way more important is what I feel at the moment.
No, I completely agree with you, especially looking at so many people still stuck in parts of Dubai, Abu Dhabi, wondering when they'll get back home. But just to talk about what you went through in those few days, Sindhu, were you stuck at the airport?
Yeah, we were at the airport like almost for like 10, 12 hours, and finally they have agreed to give a. Initially, they were not allowing us outside the airport as well, because there was a lot of crowd trying to go out, and they said that we would be giving a transit hotel, and then whenever you get any email, you can come back to the airport. But that also took time, because there were so many people, because all the flights have been cancelled, right? So from different terminals. So it was literally like a chaos, there's so many people were there. So it took us some time to actually know what's going on. And finally, when they said, and we got the vouchers to go to the hotel, we left, we were on the way. And then my coach actually was at the airport. And, all of a sudden, 100 meters away, he just heard it's like, I don't know what it was exactly. He heard a noise and they all started running. So it was terrifying at the moment, because we didn't know what was going on. We were in the bus, but my coach was at the airport, so they had to immediately take him in the bus and then shift him to a hotel. And then we finally reached the hotel around in the midnight, and we got rooms. But I think I must say that I'm very thankful to the Emirates people for accommodating so many people in different hotels. At the same time, Indian Consulate, from there, Dubai, they have managed everything really well. And I think it was really, really very nice of them to actually accommodate a lot of people and take care of all of us. And of course, government also was very helpful. Ram Mohan Iyer sir had called me and asked me how was the situation there, and Raksha ma'am had called me. And yeah, I've got call from Sports Minister sir's office as well. So it was like everybody was very concerned of what was happening. And of course, the media people were also very concerned, asking, what was happening or how it is. So yeah, this was the whole situation. It was really a bit terrifying, and we all very, very scared. But yeah, things were okay at some point of time.
Sindhu, I wonder, did you see those pictures after of smoke billowing out of the Dubai International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world, like you said? And so to see those images of what happened at the airport right after, did that kind of shock you? Did it numb you?
So basically, I didn't see the smoke at the airport. My coach saw it, but yeah, we heard sounds when we were at the hotel, when they were intercepting, yeah, we heard the sound. So it was a bit scary. So we were at the hotel. We didn't actually go out, or, we didn't stand out. We were in the hotel itself. And we've also got like the emergency messages saying that, don't be close to the windows, or, stay in the hotel itself and be careful. So we got an emergency message as well to all our phones. So yeah, we were very careful about that.
I just want to also highlight that, you were in one of what is considered to be one of the safest cities in the world. And, who would have thought that a war would break out and that a city like Dubai would be held hostage? Did that run through your mind as well? That I'm in a city like Dubai, as commercial as it is, as, full of activity as it is, now completely crippled by a war?
Well, firstly, Dubai is one of the safest places. Yes, we love Dubai, and of course, me and my husband love Dubai. So I know it is one of the safest places, and every time we go for a tournament, we go through Dubai, we do a transit at Dubai, and no one even expected that, this was going to happen. Like initially, it was just 15 minutes. Like we landed at 1 p.m. and, 1:15 it was shut. The airport was shut. So like 2 hours before, like some of the Indian players did a transit in Dubai and went to Birmingham, and they were okay and they landed fine. And I don't know what to say. It was so unfortunate that, it was just like, there was few minutes or an hour or so, if I could have gone a bit early, then everything would have been fine. So yeah. I wouldn't have been here today, but I would have been in Birmingham, playing my match. But yeah, I mean, right now I can only say that, it's important, safety is important, and, it's good that, they've arranged flights to a lot of, Indians and to different cities like Chennai, Bombay, Delhi and Bangalore. And I must really thank the Consulate General of India, who were at Dubai, and also from here coordinating. From India also they were coordinating, like how was the situation and everything. So yeah, hats off to them to actually help us. Yeah.
One thing that stood out for me,
not only just me, but I mean, so many Indians. Yeah.
I agree, because, you've seen it, so you know what others are going through too. But one aspect of what stood out for me from my conversation so far with you is how unpredictable things can be. And, as a player, how unpredictable a game can be, and that literally translated into real life for you, because I'm sure you had no idea what was going to happen in the next 24 hours, how long you'd remain in Dubai with no way out, and all of it because you said in a matter of minutes, things changed.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, no one predicted this, and we didn't even know how many days we were going to stay there. And suddenly, like yesterday, we got a call in the evening because the Emirates people actually came to the hotel and actually took our details and everything, and then went back, and we got a call from Emirates saying that, if you're traveling to India, please do come back. And even then, I've asked them that are there any flights to go to London or anywhere, so that I could actually go and play a tournament. But they said no, but if you are going to India, please come to airport as soon as possible. So it was just that minutes completely changed. We had to pack everything and go to the airport. But at the same time, when we actually landed there, we had no clue how is it going to be there, because every hour it was different, because they postponed the flights, and then at once they were like, we suspended the flights, and they're like, we don't know when will the flights or airspace will be on, or when will the flights fly. We have no idea. Like everybody put their hands up and they were like, we have no idea. So it was terrifying, like what's happening, like where are we, like what is next. We were all in that situation. Yeah.
And your hands are tied, there's nothing you can do in such a situation but just sit tight and hope for the best, hope that help comes your way. I'm glad, though, that the government did step in actively to help you as well. And here's hoping everyone else returns home safely. Sindhu, I'll just again repeat that everyone and we as a nation heaved a sigh of relief when we found out that you're back home, back safe. We wish you could have gone to Birmingham, but, the circumstances are such. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sindhu, for joining us.